What's going on, YouTube? MTXL build part 2. Let's get at it. Surgery is taking place. Got a brand new toy. The Milwaukee Surge Impact 12 volt. Absolutely perfect for RC. This is the front end, awaiting to get cleaned and billetized. All right, guys, what we're going to do here is start from the center, and then we're going to install the back and work our way up front. All right, so here's the first piece that's going to be going down. Now, I do want to note, this is the version 1 chassis. So if you notice right here, there is no raised areas, okay? I don't know if the version 2 has raised areas, but this chassis was sent to somebody and it was supposed to be checked, but it never got correctly checked. And it just got a, yeah, it's awesome. And so what we got is an incorrect chassis for the MTXL for the version 1, but it has supposedly been corrected for the version 2. And what I'm talking about is this plastic spacer right here. Supposedly, on the MTXL version 2, you can just take this piece and sit it right down in there. But instead, we can't do that, so we're going to have to use this right here. I could probably get somebody to machine me that out of billet if I wanted, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it on there because that's how it was on the other chassis as well. All right, so let's get at it. All right, center diff, same deal. Slide it right on in. Right. And we'll put the 4 screws on the bottom, and that will be mounted, son. Now, when I took this apart before, I didn't have this Loctite. I used the blue tooth 42. I am not going to use that anymore because you have to heat all the screws. This right here holds strong enough, and you don't have to heat the screws. All right, I've said this before, and I'm saying it again. You could just coat it right there as much as you want. Also, you can put a little bit right here on the face, okay, on the beveled edge, and that will also help hold. All righty. It's good stuff. If it's good enough for rockets, then it's good enough for your RCs. Another thing you want to do, always shake this Loctite before you apply it. Every time. Because it's super thin. Okay. Tight and right. Before moving on, make sure all is buttery and no dragging. Buttery, son. Now let's drop the rear in. Oops. Let it go over just a tad. Get on in there, you heavy piece. There we go. She dropped right on in there. Yes, sir. Close this down. All right. Okay, guys. Eastside RC tech tip for y'all. If you look right in here, you can see there's a gap, okay? This particular part, when fitting other people's billet to other people's billet, like I have here, Area RC, Losi, FLM, RC Max, Gap Racing, okay? You want to make sure that everything lines up correctly before you do this. Once you've made sure that everything aligns correctly, you can take and dry run the screws. Now, what I'm using here is I'm going to use the black screws, and make sure your black screws are a number of 10.9 or 12.9 hardness so that you got a good hard screw. And it's preferred that you use a fresh screw and no Loctite, and clean the screw so it's clean and neat, okay? This does not like to lay flat because it is a super tight and right fit. All the little studs and everything are perfectly aligned. The screw holes are perfectly aligned. So what are we going to do? We're going to draw her up tight and right by simply just dry running these screws in here. I'm going to be using decorative screws, the stainless steel screws. So you don't want to use those when you're doing this method right here because they are soft and they tend to strip out. These are a lot better. Another thing, you want to use a good tight fitting bit too. You don't want to have anything loose and wobbly, you know. That's no good. All right, I'm going to get these screws flush here, seated. Then I'm going to zoom in for you guys and watch this draw up tight and right. Let's seat this billet and close the gap. Okay. Huh? Look at that. bit fits good and tight. Okay. Gap closed. She's in there like swimwear. That's how it's done, son. Well, guys, I rounded this bit out on accident. Just didn't have it all the way sunk in there. But as you can see, I got it out. How did I get it out? I've done this a few times. He-manning it, I call it. That right there. These bits from RC Max, every time I've done that, you put this in there, you give it the old whackaroo on the bottom, 3 taps, and that screw will bust right on loose. Well, there is the back end all installed. I gotta say, it's looking quite beautiful. Wow. Oh my goodness, y'all. The polishing really paid off. Let me tell you, it is just beautiful. Let's check the buttery smoothness of it. Oh yeah. Look at that. Just wants to keep rolling. Y'all know how I do it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this little build session, y'all. End of part 2. Y'all have a blessed one. I'll see you on the next one. Eastside RC and TMR Performance is out.